Catherine, tell us a little bit about you and your family.
Yeah, well, my name is Catherine Henderson, as you know. I have a husband named Charlie. We have been married about 6 years, been in Bentonville just a little over 7, and we have a 2-year-old son named Chase, who was born in March of 2020.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
intense. You had a COVID baby.
hmm
What was that like?
It was not what we expected, bringing in a kid to a world that was shutting down at the same time, but we got to find some sweet moments. We got to have Charlie home for those early days, which did turn into early years, just like everyone else experienced with work from home. But it also was with its normal challenges too. I would say the prideful part of me wants to just say, oh, I only felt a little bit disconnected with all the lack of in-person gathering, but it was actually a lot more than that. I think the more complete or raw answer is that I just experienced a much deeper loneliness than I anticipated, because ahead of all of that, I would have thought that we were connected and really integrated.
From the outside, it appeared that you and Charlie were really connected. You'd been in fellowship for several years. You'd led an FSM. You had a community group, and you had work friends, neighborhood friends. Tell me a little bit more about that loneliness. What was really at the core of that?
Yeah, I think my perspective has now just shifted to focusing a lot more on depth. I saw the cost of comfortable surface level relationships and what happens in the absence of deep, and I would specify godly centered community. I would say that was really hard and humbling, but the Lord was gracious in the fact that He showed me that so often what was getting in the way was me and my unwillingness to let people in and show them who I really was or how I was really processing things.
Don't you think, though, that that's really something all women struggle with, of really letting themselves be known and seeking to know somebody else?
Yes, it is. It's vulnerable and it is scary and it is not natural to look people in the eye and say, will you be the person that calls me out and calls me up to a higher standard?
Yeah.
But that's where I've been. I've had to look at some of my dear friends and say, I need you to be this person, and I'm sorry, I'm not naturally going to be good at inviting you in, but here's permission to do that for me, because I know that it is for my betterment that I involve people in that.
That takes a lot of courage.